What's up, everybody? In this video, I want to share just a couple of items that have been added to my collection, starting off with the Specialty Series exclusive Funko Pop of the Martian Soldier from Mars Attacks. Now, I'll be honest, I think I've only ever watched this movie just one time, and I've been meaning to watch it again. I need to find, where it's available to stream, or maybe just rent it digitally. But yeah, if you know where I could check out the movie, definitely let me know. But I actually really wanted to get the chase of this figure. That's why I went for the Specialty Series exclusive, and I struck out on that, which is fine because really I do like both versions of it. So this is just the standard Specialty Series exclusive. You see what it looks like on the side there, but I will get this out of the box in just a moment. And the Martian Ambassador back here, the Martian Soldier, that's the common figure. The Martian Spy Girl, that's the rest of the set here. And if I watch the movie again and I really do enjoy it, then maybe I will go for the full set. I actually already know I do want the common Martian Soldier because I do like the weapon that he has. This one doesn't have the weapon. But yeah, like I said, I really need to watch the movie again and see what I think about it. But regardless, I just really like the design of the Martians. I think they have a great look to them. And I know the movie has, of course, that quirkiness to it because it's directed by Tim Burton. I'm going to go ahead and get this out of box here. We will take a closer look at it. And let me know if this is a figure that you've added to your own collection. And I think I've actually seen this one out in stores. Sometimes you will come across Specialty Series figures at certain stores. I think I may have seen it at Books A Million, if I'm not mistaken. So let's take a good look at the detail on this figure. I really like the shading there, how it has the green up front there on the brain, type head there. And of course the pink here with all the ridges. Kind of creepy looking, but kind of cool looking at the same time. And yeah, it's been so long since I've seen the movie. I can't remember all the details about it. I'm not sure if this is meant to be like for communication there on the sides of his head or not. I'm really not sure. But I do like the way the mouth is sculpted there also. That's a pretty cool look. And the white eyes actually work really well here. The nose is a little bit creepy too. Not really having a nose. You can see right up there. It's got these tanks on his back. Yeah, pretty cool looking here. But yeah, I do like the one with the weapon as well. So I'll definitely be adding that one to my collection. Like I said, I'll see about the other figures. But with this figure, I like the chase so much that I did end up deciding just to go ahead and order it on the second market. And I found a seller on Mercari that had it at a good price. And also I had some credit on Mercari to use. And this seller was nice enough to actually send me the chase and this protector that has glow paint on it, which is very cool because the chase actually is glow in the dark. You see the sticker there is covered up a little bit by the splatter, but that's fine. Yeah, pretty cool looking protector. And I actually do want to show you the glow while it's in the protector. And then to see the full glow of the figure, I will actually take that out of the box. But yeah, I thought it was very nice that the seller did this with this protector. And they sent some other little items as well. Very nice touch. So I'm charging it up right now. Like I said, while it's still in the protector, you can see already that the protector definitely glows very well. But I think the actual pop will glow some also. Again, I will be getting the pop out to take a closer look at it. Definitely got to see that up close. And I can already see on the actual figure sort of that drool coming out of the mouth that is going to glow. And the brain, of course, or the head sculpt will be glowing as well. But yeah, let's go ahead and check it out here up close. That should be pretty well charged. Yeah, that is awesome. So this protector, I really do appreciate that the seller decide to give me this along with this purchase here. And I know some people will do protectors as well, like if a pop has blood splattering, then they'll have that on the protector as well. I like those touches with the protectors. And I'm sure there's some other creative things out there as well. In fact, I know some people have done like artwork on the protectors, although sometimes the artwork covers up the figure too much. But yeah, let's check this out again here. Very cool looking. So yeah, we're going to take a closer look at the pop itself, and then we'll check out the glow on the actual figure out of box. So this sculpt is even more grotesque than I thought up close. I didn't realize like just how crazy that looked up close. You see the cracked skull there, and then that green goo beneath there, which is of course, it's funny to say that's his brain because it really looks like their brain is on the outside there. I don't really know the biology behind these particular Martians here, but that is really creepy looking there, but in a good way. And then of course, the drool out of the mouth there. So yeah, I guess this would just be considered a battle damaged version of the Martian. And again, I've only seen the movie one time, very long time ago, so I don't remember all the details about what happened with this particular Martian here. But that is pretty crazy looking there. And we definitely should be able to see the glow very nicely. Now this out of box, get a better look at that. Yeah, very cool figure. Other than that, you know, of course, other than the changes with the head sculpt, the body is exactly the same. But yeah, there's that side by side comparison. Charging up once again here, and I can already tell this is going to be a very bright glow. I can see I got a little bit of paint from the protector on my finger there, and you see the protector back there, of course, glowing already. So yeah, give it a good charge here, and then let's go ahead and check it out. Yeah, that is pretty cool. So of course all the goo inside the head there is glowing, and the, I guess you would say, blood that's coming out around the edges is glowing brightly. And it looks like the glow wants to last for a good while. Sometimes with Funko Pops, the glow, it will fade very quickly, especially if it's darker colors, but usually green glows pretty well. So I don't even really need to charge it again. Like, that is just pretty awesome. I'm going to share one more item with you all. You see that this is a Pix by Thrilljoy. And again, we have here the Martian Soldier from Mars Attacks. It actually shows on here when the movie came out, 1996. That is a nice touch there. This one is 5,000 pieces. They did have a chase and then like an ultra rare chase. One of those chases may have been the Martian Ambassador. I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember what the ultra rare one. You know, if you know the details of that, feel free to share in the comments. But I'll be honest, I wasn't sure if I was ever going to share this on the channel. I did buy this when it first became available on their website, and they had some initial issues with shipping. It took a very long time for people to receive their orders. The way I think they compensated individuals was by reimbursing that shipping cost, and I think that's what happened with my particular order. I got the money back for the shipping, but the communication could have been better. I don't know if there was an email sent out. I know that there was a social media post, but I don't know if an email was sent out with all the details about what was going on with the orders. But yeah, regardless, you know, like I said, I just wasn't sure if I was going to share this. And not only did they have the shipping issues, but just when you think about the product here, and I said this in a previous video, I do feel like the figures don't stand apart enough from Funko Pops. Obviously, there are some difference. You see that this particular figure, I think, is at least an inch taller. And I mean, the eyes are different. They're more like oval shaped eyes. This particular one actually does have the pupils with it. So yeah, there are some differences, but I still feel like the figure could stand apart more from Funko Pops. And this packaging, to me, yes, there's a lot of thought put into it, but it just feels excessive to me. I care a lot more about the actual figure than the way that it's all, you know, dressed up and everything. So yeah, I'm just not crazy about how much space this takes up. And maybe Thrilljoy, you know, they're realizing that, because they may have had all this planned already, but yeah, they are starting to reveal that they have some more figures on the way where they're not in this giant packaging. They will actually have some mystery figures that are smaller, and some figures that are similar to the Pix that are just standalone figures as well, that still have the chases and everything to them. But like I said, they don't come in this giant display, because yeah, this to me takes up a lot of space. And of course, I can't take the actual Pix window there out of this outer box here, and I will do that in just a moment. But yeah, Thrilljoy, I'm just not sure if I'm going to be adding a lot of these to my personal collection. I definitely want to hear your own thoughts about Thrilljoy. What do you think about them? And what do you think about the new products that have been revealed, if you've checked those out as well? So yeah, this has been sitting for a good while. I am going to go ahead and get the plastic off of it. And then, like I said, I really want to get that, you know, just a Pix window itself out of this giant box here. Plastic is off, and already it is looking better without that plastic on it, of course, there. So let me go ahead and open this up. I think it's sort of like magnetized here, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, let's go and lift that out there. Now, it does come with a collectible card. Get this plastic off of here. Which, again, I mean, it's, you know, it's okay, I guess, but it's not really something I feel like I need so much. You all let me know what you think about the collectible card aspect of it. This, to me, is like something I would probably just sit aside and forget about, honestly. Again, like, not something I feel is really, really necessary. I mean, it is nice that it comes in this card protector here, but it's just a touch I don't feel like I really need. Like I said, I really care more about the collectible itself. And then, of course, I lift the actual Pix out here. And then, like I said, just look at this packaging. This, again, to me, just feels so excessive. How much space this takes up. It just doesn't feel necessary to me. That's just my opinion on it. You may feel differently, and like I said, feel free to share your own thoughts. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at their version of the Martian Soldier. And you see that again, 5,000 pieces there. They have that wax seal going on. So this, you know, is kind of like a picture window. Of course, you know, pics obviously there. When I first saw it though, what came to my mind right away, it really reminded me of the old Funko TV sets that they did. I talked about that in a previous video, and it still kind of reminds me of that. This one here, let me see if that, okay, that just comes off. Almost thought there was paint on the window. I'm glad there's not though. But yeah, it does have a nice clean look to it. I do like that they have the background to them. And you know, the product itself out of that giant box doesn't take up quite as much space. And these are stackable, you know, you can stack them together. But yeah, I would rather just have the figure itself maybe on a nice base. I don't really feel necessarily like I need this, like, you know, display window going on there. I'll move the card over here also. And the figure itself, it looks all right. But I gotta be honest, I think I actually like the Funko Pop a little bit more, even though they may have not necessarily less detail, but the details are just done a little bit differently. It does have some wrinkling going on, of course, there with the head sculpt. And it has a darker, it's not even pink really, it's almost like, I don't know what you would call that color there. It doesn't have that pinkish hue to it though. So yeah, it definitely looks different. It's just, you know, kind of a different style, I guess, or whatever, but still reminds me of Funko Pops some. I don't know what else to say about it. You know, like I said, I'm just not so thrilled about Thrill Joy. I just don't know if I'm going to buy a lot of these products. I mean, now that they do have some figures on the way where they're not going to be in these actual displays, I might get the Corpse Bride. You know, that I think that one's okay. If they do anything else with Master of the Universe, maybe the Skeletor one that's one I might go for at some point. If it's a character I really like and I think they do a decent job with the character, maybe I would go for it. I'm trying to think of what else I've seen that's on the way. I'm not sure if there's anything else that really stood out to me personally, but I will keep looking and seeing what products they have on the way, and you know, I'll decide on a case-by-case basis if it's something I want to pick up. I have seen the Beetlejuice actually in store at Hot Topic. The same one has been sitting there for months. Seems like nobody's really going after that necessarily. So yeah, I don't know, you know, how I feel about Thrill Joy. I don't know long term what it's going to be like with this company. I definitely want to hear your own thoughts about it. I actually did order another one. You all let me know if you'd be interested in seeing what that one is. It's of course from a different franchise. If you really want to see that one, I'll share it on the channel. Maybe do it as a short, actually. I don't think it needs to be a long video. So let me know what you think about that. And again, I'm really curious to hear what people think about Thrill Joy. Like I said, for me, I just see a lot of things that I'm not so crazy about. And maybe as they put out even more new products, maybe more things will grab my attention. But definitely looking forward to hearing your feedback. Thank you all so much for taking the time to check this out. And I will talk to you all again real soon.